Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I am Jared, I am the Black Squirrel. Welcome to this taxidermy channel. First video, so bear with me, it's going to be shitty at times. If you have kids, you don't want to hear bad language, put the kids in the other room, you know. Less bitching, more kitchen, you know, outside, something. This is not their channel. This is a channel for taxidermists, new taxidermists. Advanced taxidermists aren't going to probably learn anything from me. I'm still learning from them. What this channel is for is to help you compartmentalize your learning, to help you take off smaller bite-sized pieces, to show you how to become less reliant on manufacturers. These days it's kind of tough. Shipping's high. They're out of stock on some stuff. It's not their fault. Okay, so as a taxidermist, a new taxidermist, you're going to run into not being able to just order something out of a catalog. That's where you need to come here. Okay, and I will hopefully have a video up that helps you understand what situation you're in and how to get around it, how to make your own stuff. I know the shop is a disaster. I'm just getting ready to start doing deer, so I don't want to hear any shit about how dirty my shop is. It'll get cleaned up. These videos will get better. The quality will get better. I'm working off an iPad right now. This is kind of a last minute thing. I talked to one of my best buddies who does videos on here, and he's like, listen, you can do this, so we're doing it. And that's it. Tell your new taxidermist friends, subscribe to the channel. The subscriptions help me out. It gets me views, and that's what we need. I want people watching. I'm here to help everybody. This isn't about ego. It's not about anything else. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how bad you are. This is about me giving information that's been given to me from other taxidermists, and I'm giving it to you. It's gonna help. I promise. It'll help. If you have questions or there's content that you want to see, that information would help me out. In the comments below, write your questions. Tell me what content you want to see, and I'll get to it. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to teach you how to make rock mache. Okay, for making rocks and habitat stuff. And typically there's two kinds of materials that people use for skull caps. You know, building up your skull cap on your antlers before you put your hide on. One, which I find to be really great but super expensive and kind of not cost effective, is epoxy sculpt or fix-it sculpt. If you don't know what that shit is, epoxy sculpt. Okay, part A, part B. Fix-it sculpt, part A, part B. They work the same way. Each have their own different properties. Each have their good side and bad side. We'll get into what we can do with these in later videos. Or instead of epoxy sculpt or fix-it sculpt, the cheaper alternative is mache. This mache can be used for a lot of things. By and large, in a commercial taxidermy sense, we use it to make rocks and form and shape our skull caps. So I'm going to show you how to make it. You don't have to order it from the supply companies. You don't. You can get everything you need at Home Depot. And if you want to get really fancy with it, you have to order one little part from Amazon. Or there's some other places we'll just deal with Amazon right now. As I get smarter with all this YouTube stuff, I'll start linking the products in the description. I'll put links to how you can buy them or where to buy them at, you know, links to Home Depot, the Amazon links to the products that I use. But I'll be real specific about stuff and try to give you exactly what it is. It's a no-brainer. When you go to the store, you'll be able to find it, okay? So I'm going to reverse the camera. Things are going to get a little weird. Shit's going to look a little dirty. I'll introduce you to the shop dog, and then we'll start going through what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, and there you go. Okay, so if I can get this thing to focus. Mary, good girl. That's the shop dog, Mary. Okay, deer forms. All right, first ingredient of your rock mache. Now you can see I have this plastic Rubbermaid tote full of plaster Paris. You can buy the bag for anywhere between $15 and $25, depending on the size of the bag, at Home Depot, at Lowe's, at Menards. You can get this shit about anywhere. You could probably find it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something, but you probably wouldn't get an industrial sized bag. Go to Home Depot, go to one of the big stores like that, get the bag. This shit is just, it's powder. You know what I mean? It's flake. Now, in this mixture, I have food grade yellow dextrin. Now you can barely see it, but it does give, it's very, very cornstarchy in texture. It's very light, and it just adds a little bit of carbohydrate to it. It adds a little starchiness to it. It makes it stick a little bit better. You do not have to have that in this mixture for this to work, okay? That is not imperative. The plaster Paris, however, is imperative. All right, so I just dump it in there. This is like maybe a third of a bag, if that. Okay, this is the remnants of it. I ran out, and this is what I had left. Okay, so that's ingredient number one. Ingredient number two, right here. Boom, green fiber in the insulation area of your big box stores. Your construction stores, your Home Depot. That's where I got this, was Home Depot. Is this blown insulation, paper blown in, not the fiberglass. You do not want the fiberglass stuff, period. Let me repeat that. You do not want the fiberglass shit. You want the stuff that looks like a mouse chewed up the seat of your 1984 Ford Escort and shit all over the glove box. That's what you want, this stuff, this papery, chewed up shit. Non-fiberglass, okay? That's what you want. You take this over here to this, and you go like that, and put it in there. Now the ratio that you do this at is there is no magic ratio, okay? I can tell you this, that this insulation shit goes a long way, and I mean, the last time I bought that was right after, well, I mean, it's been, the last bag I used, I think I used half a bag that size, and it lasts me about 5 years. Okay, so don't go overboard with the shit. It's way more plaster Paris than it is blown insulation. It's probably close to like 10 to 1. I mean, you do not have to use a bunch of this shit. So start, you know, small and keep working it. Now this stuff, there are a couple tricks to this. I like to mix it just loosely by hand. I know this video sucks. I'll get a tripod and shit and blah, 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 blah. But just keep working it. This paper stuff breaks up. Mary, what the hell are you eating? Do not let your dog eat the paper insulation. That is not food. Mary, don't be an asshole. Quit. Get out of here. Okay, so you mix this stuff up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, no problem. All right, it's going to have this shit in it. Don't even worry about that. You don't want it in there, throw it out. Not a big deal. Okay? And eventually, you're going to get to a mixture that, let me get a little bit of it here, that resembles, if you've ever ordered rock mache from the stores, you kind of know what the texture is, but it's going to look something like that. Okay? Well, thanks, dog. Mary, you're out of control. Okay, so it's going to end up like that. Do you want to mix some? It's going to end up like that. That's it. That's all there is to it. You add a little water to that, you stir it up with a tongue depressor, and you're in business. It'll dry in 10 minutes. That's it. You want it to dry faster? Add some salt. I wouldn't recommend it. It'll get ahead of you. I like to mix mine a little loose. I want to be able to work it longer, smooth it out a little more. The application is the same whether you're putting it on a skull cap or making rocks. Okay, it works the same way. You smooth it on, you put it on, you daub it on, you use a little tool. Plastic tools. In the paint section of Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, you can get these on Amazon as well. Palette knives, plastic palette knives. In the clay section, I guarantee in the paint section, I know they have them in the paint section. Oil painting, acrylic painting, they're gonna have this kind of shit. I apply this stuff with this. Let me grab a cup and a little bit of this stuff. So, a couple tricks with this stuff. You're like, oh, it's too fucking lumpy. Oh, okay. Good, it's too lumpy. Guess what? Get yourself an old blender. Go to the Goodwill. Find a blender that works. In small batches, you could use a coffee grinder. Or you can get a potato masher if you want to do it manually. Whatever it is to stir it up and keep breaking it up. This paper stuff will keep breaking up. Keep breaking up. It'll get smaller and finer and smaller and finer. Depends on how smooth you want it. You can add sand to it. Or dry peat. Like dirt. The color isn't going to hurt anything. Especially if you're making rocks. That will all add texture or a different grain to things. I haven't checked the catalog prices on this stuff from anybody. I order from a very limited amount of supply. I mean, there's only so many out there, but in my state there's one really, really good one. And I order from them quite a bit. And their product is great. Okay? This is not taking away from their product. I'm saying that you can make it for cheaper. You don't have to worry about shipping, ordering it. You'll never be out. Okay? And if you're out, it's on your ass, not theirs. Because all you have to do is buy the materials and keep it mixed. You can I am mixing this in a cup. Dry, no water. I'm breaking up the paper. Okay? It makes a finer texture. It'll just keep breaking that paper up. Okay? That's all you have to do. I'm going to use a little spray bottle of water here if I can find it. There it is. Don't go overboard on the water. This shit will soak up water quicker than you think. I'm literally adding it. And it gets to be, here's what you're looking for. Wet oatmeal. Okay? Diabetes. You know what I mean? Diabetes. Wet oatmeal. Diabetes. That's what you want. Cholesterol saving shit. Okay? If you feel like you've overwatered it, no big deal. You're not out anything. Add some goddamn plaster to it. Add another drip of that stuff. And pretty soon you're going to have this goddamn concoction. It looks like wet oatmeal. That's exactly how I like it. Right there. Okay? So, recap. Plaster Paris. Blown insulation, the paper stuff. Non-fiberglass. Okay? Yellow dextrin. You can get off of Amazon, but you don't need that part. I like to add it. You're probably going to spend anywhere from $15 to $25 on a bag of that. A little bit of that shit goes a long way. I just add it all to the Plaster Paris and it just mixes in. It's just like a super fine powder. Okay? So, I'll try to get videos posted once or twice a week. I'm in here doing deer right now. So, what's going to happen is the next video, this place will be clean, and I'll be working on a mule deer. And the video I shoot will be a short, another 10. I'll try to keep them under 15 minutes. Video on how to use this rock mache for building up skull caps. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thanks for showing up, tuning in. I hope you learned something. Take notes. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'll answer everything I can. Until next time.